So imagine you're running like a live global broadcast. You've got camera feeds coming from this pristine studio in London, maybe some cell phone footage from a reporter in Tokyo, and you have to beam it all to a web audience in real time.
Right. And the problem is none of those video feeds speak the same language.
Exactly. If you just mash them together, I mean, your stream just crashes.
Yeah, it's basically like hosting a massive international summit, but the delegates are arriving at different airports and nobody understands each other. You don't just need a traffic cop. You need a traffic cop who is also an elite, real-time universal translator.
Which brings us to today's deep dive. We are looking at the technical blueprints for a $999 piece of hardware called the Kiloview FMG-400 Media Gateway Service Card. Our mission today is to cut through all the heavy AV jargon and figure out how this little box takes in all those conflicting video languages, translates them, and directs traffic without, dropping a single frame.
And to pull off that kind of translation, you really need serious processing power. Under the hood, this thing runs on an 8-core ARM64 processor.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and it's paired with 12 gigabytes of RAM. That allows it to effortlessly juggle a massive 4K video feed or 4 separate 1080p feeds all at the exact same time.
Wait, 12 gigs of RAM? That sounds like total overkill for a box that just routes video.
It does, but here is where that translator analogy really clicks. It's taking a massive uncompressed video format like an NDI feed, which is super heavy and pristine, meant for internal studio networks.
Right.
And it's squishing it down into an SRT stream, which is a nimble, compressed format built to survive the chaotic public internet.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that RAM acts as the critical buffer, holding all those frames in memory during the translation so your viewers don't see a stuttering mess.
Okay, that makes sense. But what does this all mean for resource usage?
Well, what's fascinating here is the multi-protocol streaming. They have this on-demand streaming function where it doesn't just blindly translate every feed it receives.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, it actually waits until a destination requests the video before it starts encoding. So if nobody's watching that specific reporter in Tokyo yet, the processor isn't wasting energy translating their feed.
I get the efficiency, but let's play devil's advocate for a second. If you're out in the field, away from a perfectly wired studio, and the venue's Wi-Fi completely dies, I mean, efficiency doesn't matter. Your stream is dead. How does this box actually keep you online?
That is where a feature called bonding mode comes in, and it's brilliant. It seamlessly integrates with Kiloview's P-Series 4G and 5G cellular encoders.
Okay.
But it doesn't just switch from Wi-Fi to a cell network. It literally slices your video data packets into pieces and sends them across multiple cellular networks, say AT&T and Verizon, at the exact same time.
Wait, really? At the same time?
Yes. If the Verizon connection suddenly drops out, the missing packets are already being instantly routed through AT&T. The viewer never sees a glitch.
Okay, but slicing up thousands of data packets a second while simultaneously translating 4K video from NDI to SRT, I mean, that processor has to be cooking. Heat is the absolute enemy of rack-mounted gear.
It totally is, which makes the physical hardware design and thermal management the next critical factor. They've built in an array of smart temperature sensors.
To monitor the heat.
Exactly, and they dynamically control an active cooling fan. So it doesn't just spin constantly, it spins purely based on the current computational workload to actively prevent overheating and, extend the device's lifespan.
That is smart. But speaking of physical design, here is where it gets really interesting. I noticed a pretty frustrating detail on the spec sheet.
Oh, the multi-view feature.
Yes. They heavily advertise the slick 4-grid multi-view layout with custom logos and timestamps, but right underneath, there's a little asterisk admitting it's unavailable in the current version and slated for future updates.
Yeah.
Just a classic annoying industry habit, shipping software that isn't finished yet.
It definitely is a major pain point for video professionals. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, it actually reveals their strategy.
How so?
Well, the physical hardware, which weighs just 1.1 pounds, by the way, is built as a future-proof foundation. It's heavily over-engineered for what the current software does because it's designed to integrate into their KiloLink Server Pro and RFO2 ecosystem down the line.
Ah, okay.
They basically front-loaded the physical capacity today to handle the software updates of tomorrow.
So you're buying a physical off-ramp that's already built for a 10-lane highway, even if the software is only using 2 lanes right now.
Precisely. It offers peak performance and flexible media routing in a remarkably compact, unified interface.
Well, to wrap this up, I want you to think about all that heavy lifting. We're talking about an 8-core processor juggling simultaneous global 4K video streams, translating massive file types, and slicing data across networks to prevent crashes.
That's a lot of work.
It is. And according to the spec sheet, the maximum power consumption for all of that is under 6 watts.
Which is wild because that is less electricity than it takes to power a standard LED light bulb.
It's staggering. If we can route the world's highest fidelity video on less power than a desk lamp, it really makes you wonder, what other massive complex systems in our daily lives could be re-engineered to run on almost nothing?